Hi, my beautiful artists. I hope you are having a phenomenal, beautiful day. May it continue to be a beautiful day. Honestly, as you're in this journey, getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are, the art of you, you need to fully understand that you cannot feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. And I know that you are. So there's going to be some days, there's going to be some moments where you are going to feel guilty. And you are going to be feeling guilty because you are choosing yourself. And honestly, this is not easy. This is not something that comes naturally to some people. Choosing yourself is not always the easiest thing to do. And the reason I say that is because some people are so used to having their life intertwined with others or other things that when it comes to choosing you, you start to feel guilty. For example, you could have been at a job for X amount of years, but you know that you don't like being there. You know that you don't feel 100% great there because you feel like you have a bigger calling, or if you feel like you have something better to do with your life and you're just not quite sure, or you are sure, you just haven't taken the steps to get there. Don't feel guilty. Please, whatever you do, don't feel guilty for trying to make those changes to become the best version of you. Don't feel guilty for finally saying, you know what, I matter. My happiness matters. I matter more than this job. I matter more than X, Y, and Z. Another huge example for people is going to be a relationship. Sometimes you're going to be in long-term relationships, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you that love is not enough. And I'm pretty sure we've all heard it before, and we're all like, oh, what does that even mean? It could simply mean that you were in a great relationship where you two could have gotten along perfectly, could have had communication, could have had this, could have had that. However, if you are not feeling like this is going to progress, or if you have a feeling like, yes, we have all this love, we have all this care, but we're not on the same page, nor are we on the same type of route, or for better words, let's say we're not in the same genre of books, baby, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's okay. It is okay. It is okay to be in long-term relationships, friendships, whatever you want to call it, however you want to ship it. It is okay to leave. It is okay to not be there no more. It is okay to finally say, listen, I've outgrown the place, or I've outgrown the situation, job, place, people. It is okay, but please don't feel guilty. And honestly, for me, that comes firsthand. I have been in two long-term relationships that can equal up to easily 15 years of my life. And I left both. And although that was not an easy thing to do, it was necessary. It was necessary for my growth. It was necessary for me finding myself. And it was necessarily, most importantly, for me, myself, and I. And honestly, like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy because you give it your all. You want to make things work. You genuinely want this to work. However, there's something inside of you that's calling for more. There's this internal knowing that there is more, and you can't quite pinpoint exactly what it is sometimes. And that is okay. That is simply just your soul telling you that it's time for you to choose you. It's time for you to make you happy. It's time for you to spread those wings and fly. And it's going to be hard at first. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. It's always hard at first because you're going into the unknown. Like we have talked about before, the unknown is scary because you don't know the factors that are going to come out of you choosing yourself. However, once you get over the initial stage of frightness, once you get over that initial feeling of, did I mess up, or did something go wrong, or did I choose the right thing? Am I going on the right path? Once you get over those things, everything else becomes easier. Everything else kind of starts to just open naturally. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be some days that are easier than others. I'm not going to sit here and lie about that. However, I'm not saying that it's impossible either. Every time I've had to choose myself, I felt guilty at first. I felt guilty because I felt like I was letting these people down, because I felt like I had given someone false hope and false promises. And same thing with a job. I feel like I went in there, did my interview, said X, Y, and Z. However, here we are a year or two later and I'm leaving. And don't get me wrong, like I said, for some people it's easier than others. For some people it's not that easy. You don't know their circumstance. You don't know the X and Y factors that are going along with your story. However, if your story keeps trying to tell you there's something you need to figure out within you, it's only right that you allow yourself to figure what that is. And like I said, for some people, it's something like a job. For some people, it's their living situation. For some people, it's going to be relationships. Everybody's situation is different, it's not the same. However, at the end of the day, the end goal is kind of the same. It's about choosing you, yourself, who you are, what do you want to do, what makes you happy. And honestly, I made the right choice every time. Every time. And although it didn't feel like it in the moment, although it hurt like hell, I'm not going to lie. Like, it was the best thing that I've done. It's the best thing that I still do for myself is choose me. Because for the longest time, I've been a giver. For the longest time, I've been the one providing. For the longest time, you have put everything above you, people, places, and things. And it's only right that you give yourself that same energy. If you would have done everything that you've done for these people, places, and things and done it for yourself, or can do it for yourself, because you still can, imagine where you would be. Imagine what that would look like for you. I'm serious. Like, it'd be a different world out here. It would be a different you. Everything around you would be so different. And a lot of the times we do it because we want to make the other person happy. We want to make this thing work. We want to make it all work. But what works for you? Who's taking care of you? Who's got your back? Who? You got to ask yourself sometimes. And sometimes those answers are not that easy. And you are going to feel guilty for choosing yourself. However, it's going to be the best decision you made for yourself, choosing yourself. Because once you get over the hurdle of the unknown, once you get over the hurdle of this doesn't feel right, or this feels weird, or but I'm not showing up for someone or something, you are going to realize that there's so much in between, so much for you to give yourself, so much for you to prove to yourself. And that is a beautiful thing. It is so beautiful when you start to realize all this love, all this gentleness, all this kindness, all this that you have given out can be given back to you by yourself, for yourself. It's a beautiful thing. And I honestly want you guys to feel that. I want you guys to embrace that, because again, you can love people, places, and things wholeheartedly, but it's nothing like the one that you give to yourself. Nothing like that one. And I just can't wait for you guys to understand that. I can't. It's a beautiful thing. So, my beautiful artists, despite the X factors that are going around right now, despite what you believe or you may feel like, start asking yourself, what would genuinely make you happy? Even if it means having to let go of X, Y, and Z. I understand the circumstances are different for everyone. However, you need to start asking yourself this question, because if this person, place, or thing is no longer making you feel happy, or it's no longer bringing you that joy in life, is it worth it? Is it worth keep putting in your time, effort into the situation? Just ask yourself. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty at all. You've already done too much. You've already done enough. It's time for you to give that to yourself. It's time for you to see that same love, that same gratitude, that same kindness given back to yourself. And that's by starting with yourself. All right, my beautiful artists, keep having a phenomenal, beautiful day. I love you guys so much. Keep creating your art. Bye.